Adding a news ticker to your website is one potential way of keeping users up to date on what's new on your site. Usually this kind of thing comes in the form of an announcement banner, but when we do it like this, we can add some movement to it and also add multiple items on there. You may have seen one on your local news channel, but I also really like this one on Waterdrop's website that lists the different features, and on Cut the Code's website showing the latest projects. So that's what we're going to build today, a super simple news ticker that can also be CMS powered, showing the latest blog posts, features, anything you want to add. And while I have you here, I'm going to be at London Webflow Conf this year, so if you're going, please come find me and say hi, and I will tell you all my secrets. Let's get started. So here's my homepage right now. I can add the ticker above my hero. I can add it below my hero. First, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to make this hero a little bit shorter so that we have space for it. I'm going to go into my container and I'll just add in a div block. This is going to be the wrapper of the news ticker. And I've already set that up with a color and a little bit of padding and margin just so there's space. And let's add in another div block in here. This is going to be the div that holds all of the actual items itself. So we have our wrapper and then we have the block inside of it, and all of the content inside of the block is going to be going left to right, kind of stacked next to each other. So let's add in a CMS powered collection. Let me do, what do we call it? Collection list. And I'm going to grab a blog post. And it's probably going to do a whole big list of them, and we only need one of those. I'm just going to do the latest blog post, and I'm just going to copy and paste this, and I'll do it for a different collection. Grab the latest integration, and maybe we'll do a static one afterwards, but let's start with this and just fill in our content. Let's get a text block in here, and we'll also get a link, a text link. So this is just going to be the title. Let's just call this latest post. And then we're going to have the post itself here. Let me just pull the text of the latest post and grab the link to the page. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to color this white or something more visible. Maybe I'll do this one. Let's do the post title is going to be like a hard purple, and then the actual name of what we're talking about is going to be a white, just so that's super visible. And then these are going to be sitting next to each other. Let's give a little bit of space there. So there is our first one. Let's actually name this before I get told off. Let's call this ticker item. And I'm just going to copy that into my next collection and do the exact same thing. I'm not going to be able to paste that in. Let me just add a new link block. And I'll call this ticker link. And so you can see what we're doing here is we're filling out this news ticker with a bunch of different items. Let me grab the name of the latest integration and link to the page. And we'll change this to latest integration. Always get that wrong. And let's just do a static one now. So we have a couple of CMS powered ones. Let's just do a regular static one. I'm going to pop in a div block. We're going to give it the same class. It's going to be a ticker item and a static piece of text, and then a link as well. Let's get in a final text link and then give it the same class just so it looks the same as our other ones. This is going to be latest from us, and let's get a nice juicy title. Office dog Charlie recently made redundant. Poor guy. So now we have all of our items and they're sitting next to each other. We want to actually firstly get this on one line and then get it kind of infinitely scrolling. What I'm going to do is, because the element that these items are in, 1, 2, and 3, it's basically going to sit pretty neat. The only thing you might need to change if you're doing this yourself is the sizing itself. So we want all of the items inside our block to basically just be the size that they are. We don't need them to kind of fit within this frame. We kind of want it to go off the frame. And what I'm going to do now is I have this news ticker set up with the content inside of it. If I get my animation going and I get it all moving to the right, I'm going to have nothing to the right of it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to copy and paste this. And so that when I'm moving my item, we're going to see the next one in the line, and so that it looks infinite. And so now that we have all of our items set up and good to go, basically what our animation is going to do is it's going to be a transformation, and it's just going to move these guys along, and it's going to sit perfectly where the initial block started. And the way that we're going to do that is just simply do negative 100%. So that's going to line up. You can't even see the difference because that's lined up exactly where the first item is. So it's going to look infinite because we're going to start with it at 0 pixels, at 0%, and it's going to end at 100%. And so it's going to be able to keep going without noticing. We're going to add in when the page loads, when the page starts loading, that's when the animation is going to play. And it's going to be called Move News Ticker. So initially, the position is going to be 0%. Let's make sure that's to the class of news ticker. And then when it gets moving, it's going to be, not scale. When it gets moving, it's going to be negative 100%. And again, you don't see the difference right now. But if I move this, you can see how it's moving. And so when I play that, it's going way too fast. We probably want to make that a little bit faster. Okay, that's a bit fast. What we'll do is we'll make it about 12 seconds, and it's going to slowly move and show all of the latest items. Let's make that even a little bit slower. That's about right. And then it's going to end back on 0%, and that's going to be instant. So as soon as it gets to the end of that animation, it's going to go right back to the start and replay that animation. So I loop it here, and it's going to start this animation, and it's going to keep going, and after 20 seconds, it's going to restart. It's going to move that block straight back to the start, which will create that infinite look. So now that I have this set up, I can kind of move it anywhere that I want. So right now it's at the bottom. I can move that to, open this up. I can move that to the top of our section. That looks quite nice as well. I can move it above the nav. And basically because this is moving 100% and then resetting, it's actually already adapted all the way down for mobile. So it's going to perfectly do 100% of that div and then just restart. So this is good to go. We can change some of the sizing if we want. We can change the coloring, but that is our news ticker fully set up. So that's all for now. If you're going to Webflow Conference London, I will see you there. If you're not, send me an email and say hi. Tell me how you're doing. Otherwise, thank you for watching, and I'll see you on the next one.